anything to you? If so, maybe what did he say and what was that like?
He said, "Good job, good game." Yeah, that was brief. I didn't feel like talking.
You or him?
Me.
Or not?
I don't know. Left Cleveland, goes down to Cincinnati. I don't know. It's just somebody that was in our locker room asking for us to play for him and then goes to a different team. We play twice a year. Everybody can have their spin on it, but that's how I feel.
So you had
Yeah! Ladies and
gosh.
gentlemen, that was Baker Mayfield discussing the post-game anti-hug. So if you go back and look at the video of him and Hugh talking at the end of the game, like Hugh goes in for the hug, right? And Baker's like, whoa, no hugging.
We're professionals now.
Yeah. So that's from his press conference yesterday, where they asked Baker Mayfield, "Hey, what happened after the game? You know, did Hugh cause that awkward situation?" He was just like, "No, that's all me." He was like, "I did that." So, but anyway, welcome to Week 12 in the NFL. This is Throwing Bombs. This is Ricky Rod.
This is Gage Gwynn.
And we are sort of the anti-media football podcast. We're just friends. We love football. We're just fans. And we love getting to rip the media every week about some of the stupid things we see and hear. I've got a few things to talk about this week. But
I do too.
But, the games that I watched every game Thanksgiving.
Yep.
I watched every one of them. I played the guitar all day. I cooked all day Wednesday, and then played the guitar all day Thursday and watched all the games, and got ready for this weekend, caught up on all the games yesterday. Man, let's talk about the Monday night game we missed, because we did our podcast early.
Yep.
That game
Oh my
lived.
gosh.
Okay, so we're a week behind, obviously, but we're talking about the Saints.
No,
Wait, what was it?
the Rams and Chiefs.
Sorry, Rams and Chiefs. Mahomes against Goff. Okay, that game broke the scoring record, single scoring record in a game, right? Didn't it?
Nope, it was second.
What was the first? Was it a Dan Marino game?
No, it was 2004, the Browns and the Bengals.
Oh, that's crazy. But
Yeah.
that game, man, I think they broke a yardage record. They broke a few records this past weekend, or that week ago game. I know they broke some records, but regardless, the game lived up to the hype. It was a fantastic game. Where it really the big free agents on that D line, right? Made the difference for the Rams in that
for
game
sure.
when they needed it. They literally made one play because neither one of those defenses are great. Mahomes, in my opinion, outplayed Goff.
Oh, yeah.
I think the Rams team is just a better team. But it also goes to tell you that I think the power of the NFL, the best teams in the NFL, are in the NFC East.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's clear. I think the two best AFC teams may be like 4 and 5 or 3 and number 4 in the league. 4 and 5, really. I think the Chiefs they're maybe the 4th best team in the league right now. And then the Patriots are 5 or 6, yeah, there's some interesting things happening. So that game did not disappoint. It was fun to watch. It was incredible to watch young quarterbacks play. I feel like this is the first year really where I feel Brady is not dominating, even though he's playing great. And compared to other quarterbacks, Tom Brady is doing great. I've been very public about my opinion of him. If he was a dead body in the floor of my recording studio right now, I would still teabag him. I don't like him, but he's not the best quarterback in the league right now. He's not playing like the best quarterback in the league. There are quarterbacks playing better, and we're watching younger quarterbacks come in with these new offensive systems that these coordinators are bringing into the NFL, and it's a very entertaining game to watch. I will say that.
For sure.
It's been very fun. Do I love it? No, we still got teams out there, like the Cowboys and the Ravens that are going to play defense and going to run the ball, So, it's going to be interesting to see what teams perform the best in the playoffs when it counts, right? So anyway, cool. Since we opened up with a Baker Mayfield quote, we might as well let's just talk about that game real quick.
Baker only
went off.
completed like he only missed like 5 throws.
Yeah, he went off. He went off on that game. He had 4 TDs, right?
Yeah.
Spread the ball out. Man, Nick Chubb, Patrick Chubb, whatever his name is,
Nick Chubb, yeah.
Nick Chubb made a crazy catch. Did you see that catch?
Yes.
He caught it on the back of the defender. That was the craziest thing I've ever seen. There is something about that team. Greg Williams has a screw loose. We've talked about this before. The team is playing like they have a screw loose. It's quite possible. They're in the playoff hunt. They popped up on the playoff hunt list.
What?
Let's talk about that. They have not won a road game in years, right? Like 25, 4 games. I don't think they've won a road game in 24, 25 games. Just, they popped up on the playoff hunt list, okay?
Oh.
So you're telling me a quarterback doesn't make a big difference? The answer is yes, a quarterback makes a big difference. It's clear Baker is the best rookie quarterback this year. Is he still going to have a crazy game or two? Yes, he's a rookie. But we're starting to see
how good
we're starting to see a lot of separation.
Potential he has too.
Yeah, we're starting to see a lot of separation. So, but great game, good for them. We've always been pulling for them.
Oh yeah, and let's talk about the fact that Andy Dalton is on IR now.
Yeah, that thumb, man. That I feel bad for him.
That's why the Bengals are probably out of the playoff.
And I think that's it for the Bengals, unless there's a miracle there. So
I don't think so.
But that division, that division is Steelers lost. Okay, the Steelers losing this week really helped a lot of teams. Mm-hmm. It really did.
Like my Ravens.
Yeah, it helped the Ravens. The Ravens haven't missed a beat with Lamar Jackson.
Well,
I don't think he's dude. He's got to become a better passer. But however, they're winning the games. It may be dirty. They're winning. It doesn't matter. So, it's week to week in the NFL. So, all right, what next game? What do you want to talk about next?
Oh, I was going to go ahead and go through some news real quick.
Well, let's do it. Let's go ahead because Bortles got benched today.
Yeah, I was going to say, Bortles just got benched.
You know what's stupid about that, though? Statistically, if you compare his through 11 games last year through the 11 games this year, right? Yep. He's almost statistically identical. He's playing the same way he played last year.
He's completing a career high in passing percentage, but the problem is
they're losing, and the coach wants to save his job.
They're losing a lot. The
defense sucks.
He's had 3 games that's inflated his stats whenever he played the Patriots and whenever he played like 2 other teams.
But still, this is as a fan, I see this happen because I see this happen to the Dolphins. It's happening to the Dolphins right now. Okay, it was not Blake Bortles. We all know he's a below average quarterback, right?
24 and 48 as a starter.
They had a heck of a defense last year and played great special teams. The team Jaguars don't have that this year. They don't have that killer defense like they had last year. And that's the reason they're losing. Right? It's not all Blake Bortles. It's the same thing with the Dolphins and Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill came back after being gone over a month and played above average. He played good in a game on the road, right? We still lost the game. The defense lost the game for us. Right. But you look at that stat, it goes against him as a loss. So sucks for Bortles. I'll be honest with you. I don't care who they put in there as quarterback right now. They had their chance to get a QB last year. The Jaguars did. They absolutely did. Kirk Cousins. They could have gotten anybody, man. They could have got Teddy Bridgewater.
Oh, I know. They could do it. They could have done it like this entire time. Like when they start losing 3 or 4 games in a row, they could have been like, okay, let's trade for him. But now that's long gone.
Yeah, and the coach fired the offensive coordinator today.
Yep, and then he benched Bortles in the same.
So
time
he's
frame.
doing this because you know who runs that team, right? It's Tom Coughlin.
Yeah,
he's the general manager, basically the executive of that team, and Doug Marone's just trying to save his job.
Well, I have some stats about Bortles. Apparently, since he's entered the league, he leads the NFL in turnovers and interceptions.
Yeah.
So, and
I mean,
but he has the second highest yards in Jaguars history, which is not much to
he was
say.
on some stinky teams early on there, like really bad teams.
Oh, I know, but like even last year, like you could just see where the talent was just like
yeah.
overwhelming everything about him.
Oh yeah, yeah, totally.
Like everything
totally.
starts rising, and he's still at the bottom.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're like,
and
okay,
and you have to think as a fan, like, what if Teddy Bridgewater was on that team, or what if it could have been anybody. They could have drafted anybody. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not saying put a rookie in there, but you got Blake Bortles. Why don't you have somebody behind him?
Well, they traded for Cody Kessler, who came from the Browns.
He's
last year.
He's not going to be any better.
I mean,
and to think that's going to change the results of that team. But anyway, all right, go ahead.
Okay.
What else we got going on
what
today?
What news do we have? Flacco's going to go to a hip specialist.
I saw
and
that.
Not return.
I saw that.
Saw
that. I don't think he's going to get his job
just
back.
Just being honest.
You know, this is my opinion. I'm just going to call this right now. When it gets in, if they have a chance to get in the playoffs and they make the playoffs,
yeah,
they're going to play them both. And I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Because unless Jackson can prove he can throw the ball, right? They cannot go in that one-dimensional into the playoffs. Because into the playoffs, you're going to run into teams that are going to scheme the crap out of him. You know, so they throw in Flacco, and then they got to play them honest, right?
Right.
So I do think they will come. I think we'll see some changes, but for now, it's if he's winning Gage, let him play quarterback.
Like, I'm not
the problem
opposed
is
to it.
the problem is though, he hurts his hamstring, ankle injury, anything.
He's having to rely on
his biggest weapon
passing.
is gone.
Yep.
And that is not going to fare well for the Ravens.
Well,
so anyway,
yeah. And
but hey, they're winning, bro. Who cares?
Yeah, I mean, like I've said before, like, you know, I like Lamar Jackson. I think in time he will be a good quarterback. I just think that it needs time, but they're being smart with the way they're playing him because they're relying on these random running backs to come through. Like the guy they've nicknamed Gus the Bus. Apparently, he's had 2 100-yard rushing games in a row. The first Raven to do that since Jamal Lewis in 2000.
Wow.
So they're relying on their running game.
I remember
to carry
Jamal
them.
Lewis. I love Jamal Lewis.
Yeah, fun fact, he whenever he went back out to Cleveland right before he got traded there, I think, he told them that he was gonna run for like 200 and something. He was gonna break the rushing record, and then he did in that game. For like on 30 carries, he had like almost 300 yards.
Wow.
Remember that?
Oh, I remember him.
That was a long time
He was
ago.
incredible.
Right.
He was the reason they won the Super Bowl, by the way.
Him and that defense.
Yeah.
I mean, Trent Dilfer is not the reason why. But
he didn't lose the games.
And I'm in a Ravens like page on Facebook. I don't know why I'm in it because there's a lot of ignorant Ravens fans. Sorry, just being honest. And they're just like, who would you rather have? I'd choose Trent Dilfer over Joe Flacco any day. I'm like, who? What are you smoking?
Really? Somebody said that to you?
There's like
what?
A lot of people just to try and put Flacco down, so they have Lamar in there. Like, I think Flacco's garbage. Did Trent Dilfer throw for 11 touchdowns, 0 interceptions in that playoff run? I don't think so.
The only quarterback that I've seen just take a major slide in the last couple of years, the only one, is Eli Manning.
Oh,
That's it. I'm never. Flacco he's had that team in the playoffs or pushing
on
for the
the
playoffs
verge, and their
every
defense
year.
blows it
Every year.
Yep.
So I don't. No. You're talking to somebody who pulls for a team that really always the Dolphins always lose it in December or November.
Yeah.
End of this month. This is literally we gave up a game. We gave up 10 points in the fourth quarter. The Finns could have put that game away. We could have stayed in the hunt. We're still in the hunt. Miraculously, it just makes it impossible.
Right.
So, but anyway, all right, go ahead.
We're going to go ahead and look at these division standings.
Yeah, because things are
Heating up,
we
for
have?
sure.
Has anybody clinched yet? I think with Seattle winning, the Rams could have clinched, but no, they could not have clinched. If Seattle lost, the Rams would have clinched.
Right.
So it's a matter of time. So the Rams will be clinching. I think the Saints. I mean, obviously the Saints.
Well, yeah, this Atlanta got eliminated from postseason.
Yeah.
Berth,
That was pretty quick. That was pretty quick. And
That's so
and the Panthers
crazy.
are not trending the right direction. Gano missed that kick. I hate that for them.
Mm-hmm.
It also tells you how scary a team like Seattle is. Pete Carroll's teams always get going, man. I don't understand how I just think people they overlook Russell Wilson a little bit. And it went into Carolina. I didn't think they were going to win that game. I thought Carolina was going to win, and went in there and snuck a win out, man. Dangerous. It just stinks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, offensively, Panthers laid it to them. I mean, they ran, they threw, everything. The defense there's something wrong. Stinks. But anyway.
So let's go ahead and go over these standings real quick. We got New England in first.
In the AFC.
The AFC East.
Yes, because of obviously the loss with the Chiefs. So, and then where are the Chiefs are 2, right? I think the Chiefs would be 2.
Wait, what do you mean?
Oh, are we talking about the division or overall AFC?
Oh, we can talk about overall AFC. Let's do that first.
Okay.
Chiefs are actually number 1. They're 9.
Yeah, I was
they're
about
9
to
and
say.
2.
Yeah.
Then New England's second, and the Chargers are third, or tied for second.
Bro, freaking Phillip Rivers
Listen.
went off yesterday.
He had 25 straight completions. 25!
Broke a record. And the only thing is, they lost Melvin Gordon.
Yeah, I know.
And that was a dirty hit. Did you see that? That was a
yeah.
leg whip.
You see where the
That's dirty, man. Like that. Why do that to a player?
who knows? I mean, the Cardinals cut 2 of their starters today.
Dude, he's out. He's out till probably December.
Yeah.
With that MCL. But so let's talk about that team though.
Chargers.
I think he's playing better than Brady right now. Phillip Rivers is playing. I think right now Phillip Rivers is playing. Dude, the Patriots beat the Jets, who stink. They still didn't look that great.
No.
I watched some of the game. I watched some of the highlights. Gronk's back. The offense is starting to open up, and they've got that rookie running back. He got another 100-yard game. And but they weren't out there just going crazy like we're used to seeing the Patriots. So, but I don't know. I would put the Chargers at 2 right now if it were me.
Well, they're tied with the Patriots anyways, so.
Yep, and I would put them over the Patriots right now.
Then we got Houston, who has won 7 in a row.
Yeah,
but I don't trust.
They're playing tonight.
I don't trust that team, dude.
Well,
I really
you
don't.
say that, but dude, they got a QB that can win.
Yeah, he can.
Yes, he can, and Deshaun's gonna win. I'm telling you, man. They're gonna have a chance. They're gonna have a chance, man. I mean, that's the difference, though. Typically these Texan teams falter, right? Because they've really never had the great quarterbacks.
Well, all they've had is Matt Schaub,
Well,
and that was it.
yeah, and then they
Matt
had
Schaub, Andre Johnson combo.
they tried to get old. They tried to get old Osweiler. And they went through. They
I
gave
forgot
him all
about
that money.
that.
Yeah, they've
And he
tried.
Stunk it up for like 6
Yeah.
games. They're like, wow.
They've tried. I think
we
they
made a
I think they had
mistake.
like Casey Keenum a long time ago, right?
They had Case Keenum. They had T.J. Yates.
Yeah,
They
T.J.
had-
Yates won a playoff game for them, right? Beat the
no.
Bengals. Who beat the Bengals in the first playoff game? Like the Bengals made the playoffs, and then the Texans beat. I don't know who that quarterback was, but I know it wasn't their starter.
Wait, no. You're thinking that was probably Matt Schaub, but
No,
well,
it was somebody else.
I know that the Texans, they went into the playoff game and they were playing the Chiefs, I think, and this was when Alex Smith was just starting to go off.
Oh yeah,
And then they lost by 30 because Brian Hoyer was.
Oh, I
playing for
remember
the
that.
Texans,
But there was a
and they,
couple of years ago. I can't remember. A couple of years ago, the Texans made it with a backup quarterback, and he got him a win. I remember. It was a while back, but
Okay,
But now
yeah.
they got Deshaun Watson, right? And that's a totally different. It's a
promising.
totally different team though
Yeah.
with him. It is. It just is because he'll use his legs to get the first downs when they need them. He'll make some crazy plays, and they're winning without him really crushing it. Like the
Right.
last one they got, they of course, their defense that's another thing about their defense. They got J.J. Watts healthy. They got Clowney. Anyway, they're a good team, man.
Right. All right, let's keep moving on with number 5 is Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Which they
Yeah, that last play, did you see that? I love that. I don't know who on that team scouts wide receivers, but whoever that is, that dude's a genius.
Oh yeah.
Because that Juju Smith.
Did
you see that play, Juju?
97-yard touchdown.
And I'm sitting there like, how? Now, you got to realize you got Ben Roethlisberger, your quarterback. I get it. But still, man, they have wide receivers for days there, right?
Yeah.
What do they do there? But they're going to be in the playoff hunt. I'm not worried about the Steelers not making the playoffs. They need to beat the Patriots.
Yeah.
And this year, there's a chance they could beat the Patriots because I'm not sure the Patriots are going to be a juggernaut like they normally are. But if the Patriots are going to be that juggernaut, this time of year is typically when Belichick's teams play the best. Mm-hmm. They seem to play better late November, early December, the December time. So we'll see what happens.
Right, and then we got good old Baltimore in that 6th position right now.
And then that 6 positions up. You got the Colts.
Here's a bold prediction for you.
Okay.
I think the Houston Texans are going to lose out. Or not lose out, but they're not going to lose out.
You just think they're going to lose their spot.
Enough to let the Colts in and the Ravens in and lose the playoff spot.
Well, you've got the teams in the hunt, right? You got the Colts.
The Colts are only 2 games back, dude.
Yeah, you got the Colts. You got the Finns. You've got the Browns.
The Browns are 4 and 6. The Browns would have to win.
They have a chance, bro.
Out.
They have a chance. They're on the hunt list there.
That's crazy.
But you got the Titans on that list. There's plenty of people on the list. So this is the month where we're going to see some upsets. Look, the Broncos.
The Broncos are actually still there, and people forget about them.
Yes, they are. So it's anybody's ball game on that last division spot. Now, one thing the media loves to point out, all right, how many 6 seeds have gone on to win the Super Bowl? They start talking about the Giants. They start talking about the Packers. All these teams that get in there, sneak in as a 6 seed, and then just go off in the playoffs, right?
Yep.
So it could happen. It really is a tournament in that way.
Here's just a good outlier for you because, I always look at in-depth stats often. Point differential is a big thing this year, and you can see that the teams that have the most point differential are kind of all stacked together.
Yeah.
But then you see the Texans,
Yeah.
who only have a 34-point differential.
Yeah.
And they're kind of teetering because
they win close games.
Yeah.
Yeah, they seem to win close games. They're relying on their defense is what they're doing. They have a sneaky running game there. Mm-hmm. They got Lamar Miller. They got the blue dude.
Oh, yeah. And then let's just say Tennessee wins tonight. Texans are 7-4, Tennessee 6-5. And they both will break even in point differential.
Well, that division is a toss-up. It's just look at
AFC North with Baltimore.
And look at the NFC division there.
Yeah, we're going to do that next.
Where you have, let's go ahead and skip on to that because I want to talk about the Cowboys, I want to talk about the Redskins, and talk about that division.
Philadelphia.
Yeah, because all of a sudden, right?
We're back.
All of a sudden, you're saying they have a chance.
They do have a chance.
Of course they have a chance. However, I'm going to say this now. The Dallas Cowboys ran the ball with Zeke.
Yep.
And they won the game. They've got a legit defense. They are set up to win the division. I think the Redskins, I hate to say this, I think they're going to be done.
Well, Alex Smith is done, so that team is most likely done.
And I hate that for that team. And it leaves it wide open. The Eagles can sneak in. I think it's very unlikely. I think that division is for the Cowboys to win. I think they figured out if Zeke gets the ball, they win those games. Man, their defense, Dallas defense is legit. I know. I've been looking at them, and every time I'm watching them, I'm like, they got that linebacker making crazy plays. The excuse for that defense was always Sean Lee being hurt. You know, Sean Lee.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
It's every year.
I mean, every time you're watching the Cowboys, well, this defense is totally different when Sean Lee's in the game.
when he
say it
plays
40
6 games a year.
They say it 40 times. Well, now they got this kid in there.
Vander Esch.
Yes, and he's crushing it.
Yep.
He's crushing it. So, and they also had the kid, his name is Jalen Smith, the one that got hurt in the bowl game, and
UCLA. I think.
his legs are coming back this season. He's playing great. Mm-hmm. You know, all of a sudden, you got this young talent on that team on defense. They got Zeke, and there's a potential there. And dude, Amari Cooper. All of a sudden, all of a sudden, Amari. We don't hear anything from Amari for almost 2 years, right?
And then, pew!
And then all of a sudden, he gets to Dallas,
2 big old strikes for touchdowns,
and he's crushing it.
Yep.
And dude, when he runs a route, that Joker runs a route. It's clean. It's precise.
Well, it's because he has motivation now,
and it's perfect. I think it fits perfect for Dak. I think what they're doing for him. I think he fits what they're trying to do. Mm-hmm. And, you know, it really does tell you how offensive systems affect players. And coaches know this. It's not, you know, we talked about David Johnson at the Cardinals. You hear nothing from David Johnson for 6 weeks, 8 weeks in the NFL.
The coaching change happens. And
yeah,
he's
Byron
like,
Leftwich takes over and goes, hey, I'm going to get the ball to David Johnson.
Because he's like the second best running back in the league.
All of a sudden,
they win games.
They're starting to win games. And you're like, okay. So, but anyway, but that division, I just think it's funny the Eagles have a chance. I still don't think they'll win that division.
I mean, I don't
think
either,
it's the
but
Cowboys.
I have hope. Well, here's the thing, and you might disagree. I'm so used to like basketball where like the West is always a dominant force and the East is like barely there, except for like Michael Jordan. Hey, it's the opposite.
LeBron got a few. Okay.
Well, I mean, now. I mean, swapping with LeBron, and it's like, okay, he's the only person there.
Yeah.
It's opposite for the NFL. I think like the AFC is a powerhouse.
Really?
And
I don't think
the NFC is
I disagree.
a lot of teams that are mixed bags.
I disagree. I think the NFC will win the Super Bowl. Period.
I'm saying like past the first 2 people.
Oh, you're saying like
because you can go to like the basketball, like I said, like LeBron James.
So you're talking about like the 6 seeds,
the
5
depth.
seeds. Yeah, you're talking about the depth of the NFC.
Because like you think of the division as a whole, and you're like, okay, I know they have the Saints and the Rams, and the Bears too. But then everyone else kind of wins games, loses games, doesn't know what they're doing.
Average like everybody else.
Right.
Yeah.
But then you go look at like their defenses.
Well, okay, so that's a funny thing you say that. If I were outside looking in, I would look at the teams that are built to play defense and run the ball. Yeah. Like those are the teams that in the playoffs will beat you. Like they will go in one and done you. You're out. Mm-hmm. And they could win out. You know, you're talking about Seattle, you're talking about Carolina. Those teams are willing to run the ball and play defense. It just depends who gets hot in that month. Yeah. You know, this month coming up, like whoever gets hot right now.
And let's just be real, Carolina's not making the playoffs.
Well, I'm not going to say that.
I think
as long as you have a top 10 quarterback, the answer is you always have a chance.
Well, I think Dallas and Seattle. Well, Dallas will obviously have that spot, but like Minnesota and Seattle,
it's harder. It's harder because of the Saints in that division.
Yeah, it's harder,
and they know that. So, and you know, we'll see over the next couple of weeks. This is crunch time for those teams. So
for sure. I can't wait to have our weekly, our like last freak out moment because you know
there's gonna be a surprise.
Week 17, we're sitting here like, oh my god,
yeah.
Okay, and we're watching the Monday Night Football game that decides like a playoff spot.
Let's talk about that Vikings and Packers game real fast because that division is another one where obviously I think the Bears are going to take that division, which nobody saw that happening this year.
No,
right? Everybody gave it to the Vikings.
I will say. When they traded for Khalil Mack, I was like, uh-oh.
They have a chance.
Because he is the force that
they won with a
beckons.
Backup quarterback this week, and they looked good.
Yeah, he looked good.
He looked good. He did a really good job.
Because he's confident in his team.
Yeah, and well, that he's one of the few you can say he's one of the few backup quarterbacks that
could
he's
start
been
in
he's
the
been
cold.
around and he can help the team. And really, you
Like
need
a
your
Nick
quarterback
Foles type guy.
Yeah, you need a guy just to win a couple of games until your starter gets back in.
Yeah.
But the Vikings are a team that if the defense decides to play like they played last year,
Man, it's a shutdown.
they're another dangerous team.
Yeah.
Because man, I know Kirk Cousin gets a little bit of hate, but my gosh, he can throw that ball around. And he has made Thielen
Oh my
dude,
gosh.
Thielen's great. You've got those. He's really good about evolving everybody on that offense. Rudolph, tight end,
Yep.
playing great. He looked great. And the Packers. Okay, look up Aaron Rodgers' stats right now.
Okay.
Let's just look up his touchdowns to interceptions right now because I want to prove a point. This is crazy. This number is gonna be nuts.
All right, let's go to this.
So what are his year stats right now? How many touchdowns, interceptions? Because that's really all that matters.
There is no way. Really?
Yeah, what's the number? He's got 1 interception.
20-1.
Yeah. Yeah. Right? He's got 1
20-1.
He's got 1 interception. Aaron Rodgers has 1 interceptions, and his team has won how many games?
4.
Yes. So here you go. You arguably have a Hall of Fame quarterback,
Golly,
and your
dude.
team has won 4 games.
And he's thrown 1 interception.
And 2 weeks in a row, you had players make knucklehead plays, and your coach sends them out packing, right?
Yep.
Another player makes a knucklehead play in the middle of that game. Aaron Rodgers can't get the ball back, but it was over before then anyway.
Yeah.
But, the Packers have always done this to Aaron Rodgers. They've always done this. And I think the Colts do this to Andrew Luck a little bit. They really shortchange the team because of the talent that they have. It's a shame if you have a quarterback like that, you should be going for a championship every year.
Oh, yeah.
You should never, ever allow that team
To settle.
for whatever they've settled on.
Mm-hmm.
So, we've heard for the last couple of years about, Mike McCarthy being upset that they're not getting free agents and yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. And everybody's like, well, look at the Patriots. The Patriots don't get free agents. Let me tell you about the Patriots. The Patriots go, they say, Gage, you want to be a wide receiver for us? We're going to give you 40% less money than the other team, but you get to play with the GOAT, the greatest of all time, Brady. And you may get a
win
chance.
title.
And what are you going to say? Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And so you build your team pointing to the GOAT going, hey, here's the greatest of all time. Their payroll is nothing in the NFL. They hoard draft picks every year, right?
Yep.
They hoard them.
They trade away stars who talk too much for
Yes.
draft picks.
They
Chandler
do.
Jones.
They get rid of players
Jamie Collins.
that do become big time players. They do not commit. They very rarely commit to their own. They've only kept a few.
Like Dante Hightower.
Yes,
stuff like
they
that,
only.
yeah.
It's just only a few. The guys that are really big team players, and then they sort of let the knucklehead goes that the guys they draft go, and they still win. But you know why they win? Because they got the greatest of all time.
Oh, yeah.
And he's figured out the formula. He really, Belichick has figured out the formula of free agents between the draft. He's mostly free agents and building around Brady. All right, Brady, we'll give you enough weapons. If Gronk could stay healthy, we have a chance. Defense, bend but don't break, right? So they try to do that with Rodgers. It's clear they are. It's the same thing with Rodgers. It's the same thing with the Packers. They've tried to do the same thing. It's not working. It's not working. Now, am I saying go spend $20 million a year on Le'Veon Bell? I'm not saying that to the Packers, but I'm saying if there are plenty of tier 2 free agents that would have helped that team.
Oh, yeah.
They just choose not to do that.
Imagine if they picked up, like...
And this is a risk. We're seeing the bad side of the way they've been doing business.
Right. Imagine if they picked up, like, Adrian Peterson.
Yeah.
Just have a smash mouth
Adrian
running back.
Peterson is on a veteran minimum
deal.
contract.
And he's going out there and balling out.
And that's the beauty. Oh, look at Frank Gore. Frank Gore
thing.
has had an incredible season. It has been so fun to watch him run the ball for the Dolphins. It's incredible, his cuts. It's crazy. He's got like the vision that dude has is just nuts. Those are special guys. And they're not making top tier money. No. They're doing it because they love the game. I'm sure they're doing it for the money. But at this point, being a running back in the NFL is the most thankless job, bro. Mm-hmm. You don't get paid as much these days, and you get crushed. Oh
yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they start changing those rules eventually, anyway. But I don't know. Back to the Aaron Rodgers team, you've got such a good quarterback. Statistically, he's had a very strong year, and then they've got 4 wins. And it's like every time they have a chance to give him the ball to win the game, the team does something
and fails him.
Yep. It's really a story of how a coach is going to lose his job because McCarthy's going to lose his job.
Right.
That's for sure going to happen now. Like, everybody's starting to freak out. I'm like, this is good. The rumors have been bad for the last couple of years.
Like 3 years.
Yeah.
So.
I know there's been some power struggle stuff as far as free agency. And I mean, Rodgers has said some things. Did you see what his brother tweeted to him?
Oh, no.
About, apparently Aaron Rodgers tweeted, hey, I'm giving $1 million to the Forest Fire Foundation. That was happening in California, right? And then his brother goes, yeah, it would be really cool if you actually checked in on your mom and dad.
Oh.
Like that kind of tweet. It was like they hate each other, man.
Okay.
And I think it was over Olivia Munn.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I think so. But I was like, that's interesting. like what did Aaron do to his family? What's going on there, But anyway, here you are. I'm just saying as a fan, I'm always thinking to myself, watching Ryan Tannehill be average. At the end of the day, he's average. Bottom line, he's just been an average quarterback statistically as far as wins and losses.
His entire life.
And it's not just him. It's just not – I'm sorry, but it's not all him. What happened to him Sunday, it wasn't his fault that the coach decided to call some really knucklehead plays and the coach decided, okay, we're going to lean on our defense to win this game. And, there are a couple of plays in that game that the Dolphins would love to have back. But bottom line is, it is that way in the NFL, and when you have a hot team like what the Saints are doing and what the Rams are doing, and, you got to ride that momentum. Because I think Drew Brees knows this is his last chance to get a Super Bowl, is what I think.
Oh, yeah.
And so whatever we get to see play out in the NFC is going to be really fun, man. And I think if Brady does get another Super Bowl, this could be it.
For sure.
Could be it. He was injured this week, right?
Really?
Yeah, he had a knee. Listen, for the fact that he even popped up on the injury report, Belichick doesn't put anybody on the injury report, number one.
Broken leg? We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, like that. We're talking about the next game. We're talking about blah, blah, blah. But he did not practice, and, he played okay. Like, he played, they won the game, but it's the Jets. Like, they're the worst team, one of the worst teams in the league right now. So I don't see them trending the right direction.
Right.
So anyway, you want to go ahead and talk about knockout next week's?
Well, yeah. Let's talk about these last week games real fast, and then hit next week's and wrap it up.
Sure.
So first, Turkey Day game, Bears Lions. Talked about that.
Yeah, that was bad for the Lions.
Picked that wrong. I got like 14 right this week, or like 12 right.
Yeah, you did
or something.
good.
Like dang. Next, Cowboys beating the Skins. I wasn't surprised. Saints beating the Falcons. Also wasn't surprised about that.
That was a matter of time right there.
Ravens beating the Raiders. Our special teams came through. Our defense played very, very well. T. Sizzle had like a 50-yard like fumble recovery or something.
Yeah.
So that was entertaining to watch him sprint down the field.
Dude, he did it.
Yeah, so
he got it.
I mean, Lamar Jackson, he's winning games. It doesn't look too pretty sometimes, but he's winning games, so that is all that matters right now.
Exactly.
So next, Buffalo Bills. Can you imagine going from 1 year being in the AFC Championship to losing to the Buffalo Bills
Yeah.
and being worse
Did
than
you see that
them.
fight with Fournette
Yes. Oh my.
and I think it was Shaq Lawson? I can't
Yeah, they
remember.
both got ejected.
Yeah, that
But-
Fournette, man. I think he's a knucklehead.
Yeah. Josh.
I'm serious. I do. I think he's a knucklehead.
Yeah. Josh Allen played not that
No,
great,
he made some plays.
but he had good throws.
He stayed in the pocket, made some big time throws, and he showed promise.
I think he will honestly be one of the better rookie quarterbacks in the next couple of years.
Eventually,
I think he'll be like number
see, we
two.
haven't seen enough of Sam Darnold. Like when
Sam
Sam
Darnold,
Darnold was hot, he was doing some good stuff.
Yeah, but then he went downhill really fast.
Yeah, but like,
And Josh Rosen just doesn't have a team, so you can't really judge that, you know?
yeah, you're right about
Like,
that.
at
too.
least Buffalo has somewhat of a team to carry Josh Allen, and you can kind of see his talent, and you're like, oh, he's actually decent
yeah,
at times.
yeah,
So, doesn't help his receivers dropped like 6
they're
passes.
horrible.
So,
Horrible.
all right, next, the Seahawks beating the Panthers.
Yeah, we talked about that.
All Seahawks, and then the Browns and Bengals, Patriots and Jets, Eagles beating the Giants.
Yeah.
Barely.
Yeah, I love. Yeah, the hot news about that, it was how Saquon got no touches in the second half. He only had like 5 touches.
That's ridiculous, dude.
After scoring 2 touchdowns in the first half, in the second half he was basically invisible. They just what makes coaches think that they can not use their best player?
Yeah, really.
And he is by far their best offensive player.
For
Him and
sure.
Odell.
Yeah.
obviously.
Then 49ers losing.
Hey,
What?
Sorry, I want to go back. Who do you
Odell.
think? Who do you think is a quarterback? What are the Giants going to do? Do you think they're going to go after a draft? What do you do when you have that kind of talent? Because they're obviously setting themselves up for next year. Obviously, by now, right? They've got arguably one of the best running backs in the league now, one of the best wide receivers.
I think at this point, instead of
You
trying
shore up the O line and get you a QB.
Yeah, I think at this point you don't waste time trying to groom a quarterback. You just pick up a very good one
and draft.
and draft some O linemen, and then, I mean, because you already have a decent team around you, you just can't win games.
Yeah.
So you win games by getting an offensive line.
Yeah,
and getting an
but
established quarterback.
That's not a bad situation.
No,
when
it's
you
not.
look at it.
No, I mean, at the surface, you're like, wow, the Giants are freaking like 3-8, but then you're like,
But you look
they're
at the
not
pieces.
bad.
You look at the pieces.
Yeah,
They got pieces. It's
on
not like
both
it's destitute.
sides.
Yeah.
So,
All right, go ahead.
anyways, you're good. Buccaneers beating the 49ers, whatever. Cardinals losing the Chargers. The Cardinals were winning 10-0 at first.
Sorry. Yeah, I
And
saw
I was
that.
like,
They got
oh, I'm getting this right. And
then
like
Phillip Rivers goes
45 points later, I'm like,
25
Okay.
completions in a row.
yeah, I was just like, what the crap happened?
Dude, I just don't like Phillip Rivers. He does the whole redneck cowboy thing. He's just so hype. I don't like him.
All right, we talked about the Colts, which, hey, they're going to win out, dude.
I don't think they're going to win.
They're going to win out, dude.
No,
At least go 10-6.
No, I don't. I
They're
think
too hot right now. Andrew Luck is like just
he's
unstoppable.
He's
right
doing
now.
great. He's doing great. He didn't play great Sunday though. He had 2 INTs.
Yeah, two
two
interceptions. Right.
stupid throws.
But you take away those 2, and he only completed 5 passes.
Yeah, but their offense is interesting. Like it's good. Frank Wright's doing a good job with that offense.
Yeah.
What he's doing, but I don't know. I don't know if they can get into the playoffs and just do anything right
Yeah.
now. But anyway, go ahead.
We'll see. Next, we got Broncos beating the Steelers. We talked about that. We
Yeah,
talked
that was
about
a surprise.
talked about the Packers. I got that right, too.
Yeah.
Talked about the Packers and the Vikings. And then tonight is the Texans and Titans. So let's go ahead and
Tonight's game could be a snoozer.
I think the Titans are going to win because Mike Vrabel's kind of unpredictable in his team.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's start with next week's picks.
All right, give me a
Picky,
second.
picky
I'm loading
picks.
up week 12. Okay, let's do it.
Or you mean week 13?
Sorry, week 13. My
Okay.
bad. I can
First-
never get there. Wait, hold on. I can't pull it up on my app. Hold on. How do I pull up week 13? It won't let me. Oh, I got it. Cool. All right, Saints at Cowboys.
I think
Yow!
we're picking the Saints.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Saints.
Ravens at Falcons. Picking Ravens.
I'm going to go with the Falcons.
Oh,
Yep,
okay.
I think I'm going to go home field advantage. I think Jackson's going to hit a wall this week.
We'll
is what I
see.
think. But
Denver at Bengals. I'm picking Denver because who knows how
I'm
this
with you.
quarterback's
I
going to
agree.
play.
I agree.
Rams at Lions.
Rams.
Picking Rams. I've picked 4 straight away teams. Okay. Cardinals at Packers. I got to pick Packers at this point. Like,
Yeah,
they've got to win sometime. 20 touchdowns to 1 interception. Come on now.
they're at home.
Yeah,
So I think their chances greatly increase them being at home to win.
you're right. Cleveland at Houston. I'm picking Cleveland, dude.
I'm going to pick Houston because of the home team.
Right.
Yep.
Colts Jags. Picking Colts.
Yeah, that's sort of a no-brainer, but it's a division game.
And they're away.
And it's a rookie quarterback starting. Not a rookie, but
No,
a
but
backup.
he went 0-8 last year.
I'm going with the Colts.
Buffalo at Miami. I'm picking Buffalo.
Last year I would have said pick Buffalo
This year, not so much.
because of Tyrod Taylor. This
Right.
year I wouldn't. This year I
Right.
think the Dolphins have been good at home.
Yep.
They're traditionally have been good at home with Adam Gase. I think they will win at home. We'll get back on track this week, especially since Tannehill hasn't played at home in about almost 2 months. So
Right.
I think we'll get back even. This is the way the season's going to go for the Dolphins. We're going to win one. We're going to lose one. We're going to win one, and we're going to lose one, and
8-8.
and we'll be 8-8.
Yeah.
So but that's what's going to happen. All right, Bears at Giants.
Okay. Next.
that's going to be a Bears.
Panthers at Buccaneers. I'm choosing Panthers.
Division game too. I'm going to
think-
go with the Panthers.
I think Panthers are just going to win out. Chiefs.
Raiders.
Gosh. Raiders have a negative 150 point differential.
I don't even know. I'm starting to think Derek Carr is not the quarterback for what John Gruden wants in that system.
Did you not realize that like a long time ago?
Well, I mean, I like Derek Carr.
I love Derek Carr, but
I think
like,
he's
you
a
can
great-
just you can tell he doesn't want to be
I
there.
like his personality. I like his leadership. But the problem
year
is,
he had with Jack Del Rio, right?
he had an excellent year.
Killed it, and then like he was gone, and he's like, "What do I do
So
now?"
I don't know. See, he could be a guy that ends up at the Jags. He could end up at the Giants.
Giants and him would be very,
And then you draft
very
you
good.
draft a
O-line,
QB
yeah.
and then just see what happens. But all right, go ahead.
Next, oh gosh, Jets at Titans. I'm picking Titans.
Yeah, I agree.
Vikings at Patriots. Picking Patriots.
Oh, that's a good game, but it's at home.
I'm picking Patriots.
Yeah, it's at home.
Yep. Seahawks or 49ers at Seahawks. Picking Seahawks.
Did you see where Baby Shanahan was talking about the third string quarterback Nick Mullins? He goes, "Yeah, he didn't play good.
I mean,
He did not.
what do you expect from a third string quarterback?
He did not.
All right. Chargers at Steelers.
Whoa!
I'm picking Chargers.
Okay, this is
This is a crunch time game, dude. This defines a lot of playoff.
This is the best
berths.
game. This is the best game of the week because the Monday night game's good too. But I'm going to go with the Steelers because they're at home.
Okay.
But boy, this should be a shootout, right?
I think Phillip Rivers.
Hey,
is
what's
gonna
going
go
on
off.
with James Conner?
I don't know, dude.
He's got like 30 yards rushing in the last 4 games. total.
They're just like not relying on him anymore. So
And then the last game's going to be good. We got Redskins versus Eagles.
Eagles.
Yeah. Man, that's a tough game, too. That sucks.
Just
See,
if Alex
Redskins
Smith-
had Alex Smith. That's a win.
I would choose Redskins, yeah, but because Alex Smith's not
So
there,
the Eagles are going to get even, 6-6.
Yep. Redskins will be 5-7 and probably out of the playoff hunt.
Oh my gosh!
You got to think they had like an 80% chance of getting to the playoffs, and then he broke his leg, and it went down to like 20.
Wow.
It was like because like
It's funny.
such a
The
franchise
Vegas
quarterback.
odds makers,
they blew up.
they're almost on the money every time, though. You know that, right? Those guys know.
Oh yeah.
They know it all.
Well, I will say this season has been like dysfunctional for them. Apparently, like I read where they lost like a lot of money Monday night when those two teams played, Rams and Chiefs.
Yeah.
They like lost a ton of money because it was just such a shootout. They didn't expect it to be that high scoring.
It's the NFL. the culture, we talk about this every week, I feel like, but I'm going to bring it up. It's just the offensive systems are changing. We're watching a big change this year. We're seeing a lot. The next generation of quarterbacks, we're watching them rise up. Now, this is why I always give you grief about Andrew Luck, right?
Yeah.
Like, I refuse to acknowledge how amazing these kids are until they're about year 5, right? Like, Phillip Rivers is legit, right? Like,
Does it Andrew look like year 5 now, though?
and he was out injured for almost 2 years.
Well, I
Gage.
guess you can count that.
Gage,
Yeah.
if he can have this season 5 times in a row, the answer is yeah, he's legit. That's what I'm trying to say.
I will say,
Right?
though,
Like Mahomes, 5 years from now,
Yep.
if he's still doing the whole 30 TD and 12 interception thing, that's awesome.
if he's doing it 3 years from now, I'm still going to be like, wow, this dude's crazy. Like,
Yeah, but like Brady never stopped. Brady just got better and
yeah.
better. Manning got better and better. Like
Rodgers got better and
got better and better. Like that's what I'm talking about. Like they may not
All
have
the GOATs.
They may not be on teams that are going to be unbelievable, but they're statistically they all maintained. Right?
And
They
then you
all
look at some of the busts.
even Flacco had his best year post Super Bowl. Like he went off the year after that. Like he just crushed it. So there's like I want to see Mahomes in 4 years. Okay, I want to see Goff in 4 years. I tell you what, Goff is good. I think he's not as good as Mahomes. I don't think he's as good as Brady.
Oh, heck no.
But he's smart. You can tell he's very good at. He's more than a game manager. Is what I want to say.
He's above average.
Yeah, he reminds me of a more complete Alex Smith, I think. And Alex Smith was playing very high level the last couple of years. He reminds me of him a little bit, but really, it's pretty fun. But that's why I'm saying, like Andrew Luck, I know, man, he's playing good, and his team has a chance. They're so much better than they were last year.
Oh,
But he's got to do this like 4 healthy 5 years in a row.
yeah.
Like he's got to go ahead and
Well, but before he got injured, he was like an Iron Man for like 4 years because they kept making they kept making playoffs and playoffs and playoffs.
Yeah, man, he just ran his body into the ground though.
Yeah,
And he's cut up now, man. Have you noticed that? He's shredded.
yeah.
Like
'cause
he's
been
really
training and
yeah,
getting
he's
prepared.
like you can tell he's he's doing well, but I'm not going to crown him, right? Until he's done this 4 more years.
Right.
Healthy in a row. I'd say the same thing about Tannehill.
Yeah,
I mean, Tannehill really has proven to be an average quarterback. Did I tell you that statistic that somebody? It was going around Twitter, like they were talking about like franchises that were just average,
yeah.
right? The post Marino Dolphins are like 176 and 176, like something crazy. Well, now they're like 176, 177, but they're average. Like they have just been
The mediocrity of the NFL has just been
and they're not the only team. They're not the only team. It's like certain teams have decided we're not going to go out and draft quarterbacks. We're going to just go with free agents. The Dolphins traditionally just go with free agent quarterbacks, and then Tannehill really is the only first round draft pick I can remember since Dan Marino as a quarterback. And he was coming out of college. He was not considered a surefire hit because that year I think that was the year that Luck got picked. I remember the suck for Luck. He was the number 1 pick that year.
Curtis Painter was that.
Robert Griffin, RG3,
Yeah,
was in that class, and Tannehill, right, was in that class. So RG3, obviously, 3rd string quarterback on the Ravens. He got too big for his britches, in my opinion.
well, he also got played with a torn ACL.
It's crazy. He was one of those that
Mike Shanahan ruined him.
I think it's the opposite, man.
Really?
Yeah, I think
just-
they told
I-
him they
I
wanted him to
think-
be more of a. He told Mike Shanahan he wanted to be a more pocket quarterback.
Right.
And Shanahan was like, "You're not a pocket quarterback." Like he just told him he didn't think he was.
Well, here's the thing though. Like he had a crazy good rookie year, and then
and that was it.
then he tore his ACL whenever he was playing on a sprained
Yeah, I saw
knee.
that. Yeah, I remember the game.
And-
I remember the game.
And then like after that, he didn't have confidence in himself
Yeah,
because
I think there was some other things. I think.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he had a great year though. He did. He really did. I mean, same. We saw it with Kaepernick though. Kaepernick came in, played hot for a little bit, and then sort of just fizzled
out,
down.
yep.
So, but I'm wondering, if some of the success we're seeing with some of these guys, some of it will fizzle out. But it's NFL, man. Every week's a new week, right?
Yep.
So, but like the kid from Chicago, right? I don't think he's peaked yet, right? Trubisky.
Yeah.
I don't think he's peaked yet. So. Hopefully he will, But anyway, let's go ahead and wrap this up for the week. It's been a great week.
Sure has.
I was at Guitar Center, I think Black Friday, and I ran into somebody that listens to the podcast. I met
Really?
him. If he's listening this week, thank you. It was awesome. It was really nice meeting him. It was really cool. But yeah, I did some Black Friday. In fact, look at that guitar.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a Black Friday.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry folks, we're looking at I got a pretty cool, sexy.
We need to get like a camera in here for these
one
times
day.
because
I got a pretty sexy new guitar. But anyway, thank you guys for this week. Thank you for listening. Check us out on bombhousepodcast.com. Yeah, hit us up at Facebook at Welcome to the Bombhouse Podcast. Also, I hope everybody had a good holiday. Be safe. I turn on the news. Well, I don't turn on the news. I look at the news on my phone, but I feel like every morning I'm reading about accidents happening and crazy stuff happening. Y'all be safe out there. This is the holiday season. So, Gage, I'm going to yell at you. This is my new trend now. I'm going to end the show yelling at you about getting your social media crap together, your social media, so I can help promote you on social media. Try to help you, Gage. Trying to help you.
Okay.
But anyway, check out Jimmy Atkins. Check out Ruddy Beard products. Check out all that good stuff.
And also check out that weekly pick'em.
Yes, please jump in on the weekly pick'em. I need to repost the link.
We'll link it.
I'll repost the link to either tonight or tomorrow.
Sounds
But
good.
anyway, we appreciate everybody's feedback. We got a few people that are going to be on over the holidays as guests, as everybody's in town. So
exciting.
It's going to be fun.
Might have some a little bit longer episodes.
Yeah,
just
we
to
will.
contain all the
Because
the
there's going to be a
craziness.
lot of junk talking. This is what it's going to be. It's going to be great.
Oh, this will be fun.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great. You know what? I know this is totally off the subject. Did I tell you I'm sort of laying off video games for the next couple of weeks?
I think we need to end this podcast right now so I can yell
That's
at
it.
you.
I'm quitting. I'm quitting.
I'm done.
I'm done with this crap. Well, I'll tell you what happened, Gage. I have a lot of stuff going on, obviously, like everybody else does.
Yeah.
Right. And I wanted to get some things done in the studio. So if you can tell, things are more organized in here.
Yeah.
Right. Notice how everything's more organized. And then I try to go through all my stuff every year and look at all the stuff I need to eBay or whatever. If I'm not using the gear, I sell it. I did the same thing in the house. We did a bunch of stuff in the house, get ready for Christmas. And I realized that I wanted to get ready for next year. Like the podcast has become something that's really important to me, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's turned out to be something I did not expect to like so much.
And also be super successful, actually.
It's fun. Yeah, it's doing great. And then we've got, the studio. I don't advertise the studio. I don't need to advertise the studio. The studio stays incredibly busy. I'm always thankful for that because, I'm at the point now I get to work with people that are friends and I like. Like I'm never working on something that I don't like, but I found myself I'm not even halfway through Red Dead, and I was like, man, I don't have time. Like, I found myself bummed out because I was trying to make time for something, and I decided, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to work on getting things ready for, 2019 for next year.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things I got to get ready for. I'm traveling still this month, doing some guitar stuff and different things and music stuff. So I'm like, you know what? in order for things to happen next year, something's going to have to go on the back burner. And unfortunately, Red Dead 2. Red Dead 2 video games are going on the back burner for a little bit because I need to focus on this, right? I need to focus on this, and there's things we need to get ready for. And I don't need to be worrying about leveling up my stupid horse right now. Like, I can't. I got to worry about football. I got to worry about music. I got, my family stuff.
You gotta worry about lots of stuff.
There's a lot of stuff. But anyway, we do love you guys. We do appreciate y'all. Have a good week. Peace out.
Know you feel it in your chest. From border to border, but know that this Carolina to the death. I need a session from Bomb House. Heard him say it under breath. Christian dudes with a mean swag, but we walk around like this Jericho. Laying down that adios and no smoking in my studio. Sound coming through the stereo. How you feeling shook? Vertigo. All of this confidence, dripping finesse, hitting notes and falsetto. We love tacos, so let Ricky do his thing pronto. Finish this session today, he gon' hit you with the mix tomorrow. Produce, record, mix, master it. Sounding so dope that it gets your pass a little. Hit after hit after hit after hit. Hit after hit, lickety split. What's that smell? Apple cinnamon, ready man big. Got it from Jimmy Jam. Grab the pen again, let me hear it back again.